Hey everyone, hope you're going to enjoy this clip. It is from our Journo Insight show. I spoke to Goals Neil Jones all about this reported €100 million war chest that FSG have apparently given Jurgen Klopp to go and get Jude Bellingham next summer. We speak about that and a few other deals as well. So yeah, check out this clip and then check out the entire show over on Redmen Plus. Let's move on to the news then. Transfers is always on the agenda, and Bellingham's back. He always is. Neil feels like we still want him. I think Sport Bild went big on it this weekend, didn't he? Saying that Klopp's agreed with Liverpool's owners to go all in on Bellingham is what they said. With €100 million available, Dortmund will look at least 150 million. Like, there's nothing new in this per se. Could we always?
Well, it wasn't. It was a feature, wasn't it? I think. I don't think it was a news piece. It wasn't a sort of splash.
It was the magazine cover.
It was like a what's going to happen with Jude Bellingham, wasn't it? We've all done those kind of features.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. Listen. Jan Åge Fjørtoft, I think, was sort of.
He brought it to everyone's attention.
Causing a bit of a stare, wasn't he? And saying, that I think that's where he
posted that. I got that from him.
The €100 million, that kind of thing. And I think there's no secret Liverpool want Jude Bellingham and would like to sign him. The question has always been the finances and the competition. And obviously, it's funny because you get excited. Sport Bild are saying Liverpool are going to sign Jude Bellingham, but Market are saying Real Madrid are going to sign Jude Bellingham, and I'm pretty sure at some point someone will say Paris Saint-Germain are going to sign Jude Bellingham. There'll be a lot of these. Yeah, listen, if Manchester City and Chelsea aren't linked strongly at some point, I'll be amazed. Wouldn't amaze me if Bayern Munich are linked, given their history of signing players from Bundesliga rivals. So there's going to be a lot of these kind of stories. We've said that a lot. Dortmund will demand at least €150 million. If he goes and smashes the World Cup and leads England to glory, or even the latter stages, they probably can look at that and
blank checks time in it.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's James Rodriguez all over again. When Real Madrid just threw all the money at him.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, El Hadj Diouf. But there's obviously a chance Liverpool sign him. That's the best thing you can say at this point. And that's Jurgen says it quite a lot, doesn't he? All I need is a chance, and we'll give it a try. But I think Liverpool are at the very least in the pack chasing them.
That's not new. That's really new.
No, it's not. He was asked, wasn't he, quite recently about the speculation, and said, "I'm sorry, I'm not going to give you the headlines you want. I'm focused on Dortmund," which sort of says a lot about him.
Yeah.
I've seen many players down the years sort of do the whole, I'd love to play in Italy, or Spain. Spain's always been a dream of mine, or yeah, I did support this team when I was younger. He doesn't seem like he's that kind of guy. I think he's very relaxed, that he knows the worst case scenario for him is a very, very good case, that he's going to be at a very good team next season, getting paid very well.
But worst case is he's a Borussia Dortmund player, and you take that.
Yeah. I don't.
He won't be.
I don't think he will be. I think he will leave. I think Dortmund are pretty much. I think they're quite pleased that they got another year out of him, really.
And how well he's doing
with everything, and he's obviously stepped up to be captain and set the record in the group stage of the Champions League. Didn't he score in his first four? Was it first four?
Stupid, isn't it?
Yeah. He does seem to be sort of. This seems to be the season that he's just gone through the gears a little bit, and maybe that's bad timing. But,
I was about to say,
but you don't know what groundwork's gone in from all clubs. That there could be. I'm sure it will be a lot further advanced behind the scenes than we know.
Yeah.
There'll be a lot more information available from clubs of what the cost's going to be, what his thinking is, and that kind of thing. So hopefully, from a Liverpool point of view, they've gone further than anyone else.
It usually. He's having the season that Liverpool want them to have when they first arrive. Like all the data always shows, like I think we saw this with Salah, we saw it with Mane, Luis Diaz. Like the stats are all on the way up, and then you get them, and then they have that big breakout season with you, and then you've got them for what looks a discount. Even like Mo Salah, I think Liverpool knew that the goals were coming. It just happened that he'd done it in red. It feels like with this one, because again, everyone knows, everyone wants them. He's having the season that everyone pretty much knew or thought he was going to have. It's just that Borussia Dortmund, who are amazing sellers, they are brilliant to getting all the money they can get. It was different with Haaland, of course, because they had to negotiate that clause. But you look at how they dealt with Sancho and how they're going to deal with this one. They know that they're not stupid.
Yeah.
If they've played an absolute blinder. They're the real winners here. Jude Bellingham and Borussia Dortmund, and whoever gets everyone's a winner. Whoever gets him, whoever the player himself, and of course Dortmund. Everyone's like, yeah, happy days. This worked out perfectly.
Yeah, and they're a bit of a strange club, Dortmund, in the sense of strange club, strange team. They don't. I don't think they. I don't know, it's harsh because it's Bayern Munich, but I don't think they deliver on the potential, Dortmund. You know, I looked at the squad last night. Bellingham didn't start last night, but I looked at the sort of front four, like Anthony Modeste up front, who's having a few struggles. But you've got Daniel Marlin, if you remember, like sort of everyone was, where's he going to go? He's going to have his pick. You know, you've got Giovanni Reina, you've got obviously Marco Reus is still there. There's you know, Karim Adeyemi, who's like one of the top players at Salzburg. You know, they buy these real sort of wonder kids, and it doesn't really, the dial doesn't really move for the team. You know, they may be fair to their reputation, or one or two of them do, but the team sort of stays
last 16 of the Champions League, second top, you
know,
4.
miles off Bayern Munich in the Bundesliga, and you know, second or third in the league. And you know, I do sort of sometimes think, like,
keep them all.
Not keep them all, but also I don't know. I think Bellingham's not is the complete sort of he's the opposite of this. But I do think sometimes are Dortmund just cool a little bit, and we look and say, oh, he's brilliant. You know, Pulisic and Reina and whoever. Do we overrate the players that we sort of say, because they're at Dortmund and they're playing in the first team, we think they're absolutely brilliant, and actually you go, in the grand scheme of things, they actually turn out to be sort of, they're good players, but that's it. Bellingham's the opposite. You know, Bellingham and Haaland were the two that you sort of say, nah, I think you can go past that and say, you know, if Dortmund are failing or underachieving, it's certainly not because of those type of players, you know. So I think they're right to put the price tag on his head, as opposed to, you know, if Liverpool was saying, oh, we're going to spend 50 or 60 million on Giovanni Reina or like I say, or, you know, Daniel Marlin, you'd sort of be saying, I'm not sure about that, you know, like you've got Makuku, who's another one, his knees coming through. I'd be saying no. At least with Bellingham, you know, you're buying guaranteed 10-year quality. Yeah,
we'll see how that all pans out. Yeah. I guarantee you now his name isn't ended in this show. Probably next week.
That thumbnail that we used at the start, we'll see that again.
I think we've run out of Jude Bellingham pictures. We're back to the beginning of the cycle again.
You got enough for me though, yeah. Like looking at him sort of long across the table.
We'll take some more of those later. Absolutely. It's Windsor now. You got a T-shirt on the last one. Get you in your hoodie with your Christmas cup. Yeah, absolutely. Another person we've spoken about before, obviously Conrad Lime. Obviously, it was you. We literally said, yeah, like Liverpool had a look at him in the summer and stuff. The consensus, and I think you told me this, is that Liverpool think he's going to Bayern Munich. Reports this week are that actually no, maybe that isn't nailed on. I think the report I saw, it was Graham Bailey in 90 minutes. There's a few of them out there. It was like, maybe Bayern have got their eyes on someone like a Gundogan or someone else, another player, and maybe that this isn't guaranteed, and that's why it feels like someone's shopping him around a little bit more. I don't know, but it says like he's ready to listen to Premier League offers. We've seen Liverpool go back in for players before that he've first missed out on. Have we still got the sense that this is still he's gonna be end up playing for Bayern Munich?
Yeah. I mean, the other thing is he's injured, isn't he? And that's, you know,
he's been injured a lot.
That adds him into.
It's a huge red flag.
Puts him right in the Liverpool hitting zone, doesn't he? If he's got a checkered injury pass. But yeah, no.
Plays for Leipzig, yeah, check. Can't get on the pitch, yeah, check. He'll do.
Free transfer. I think nothing's changed from Liverpool's point of view. I mean, maybe there is an element of
maybe Bayern are getting cold feet. Haven't seen that he can't get on the pitch.
Possible. Or maybe the agent is just sort of trying to, let's get this over the line, or, you know, let's sort of really make sure that we get. I mean, obviously he doesn't need to. It's January technically. He can negotiate with clubs, can't he? So there's no rush in that regard. But no, I haven't heard anything change from Liverpool. It's interesting you mentioned Gundogan. You know, I was looking at a list of sort of players who are, you know, out of contract. There's a lot. There are a lot. I mean, you know, I'm not saying Liverpool will sign Gundogan or would sign Gundogan, but
he's there.
There are players there that are free, and I wonder whether they might see a couple of little Liverpool. You know, if you are gonna put the money up for a Bellingham or equivalent, you know, do you have a couple of ancillary ones? You know,
like buying a new house, you spend all your money on the bed, so you go down and get a free couch from your mate or something like that. Maybe they're going to do that.
I mean, a very good free couch.
Yeah, decent one. Well used.
I mean, you look at. I mean, Kante's free. I know he's had a lot of injury problems, but I think Tielemans is obviously free. I think Hosamawa.
Do you think this is a COVID thing, like a hangover, where teams were reluctant to give big contracts out? Because these lads should have all been signed 2 years ago. And you can say the same with Liverpool, to be honest. Naby Keita might fall into this range as well, as that everyone was reluctant to spend all that money a couple of years ago. Like, what is the world going to be? By the time they've got here now, they're like, well, if you're a player, you're thinking, well, I might as well just be free and see what I can get out of it.
Yeah, or the clubs that would have signed them as well maybe thought, I'm not going to put 40 million down for him or 50 million down for
the mid-range.
Yeah. So possibly you're seeing that. Maybe you're just seeing a little bit of clubs. I think clubs should do it more, personally. I mean, I thought Liverpool should have done it with Sadio Mane in the summer, where you say, the worst case, the 29-30 million pound that we get for this player, actually, it's worth more to us to have him for another year.
If Liverpool miss out on the Champions League,
especially if they miss out by getting beat by Bayern Munich in the last 16, there's those kind of things that, I mean, listen, it's easy for me to say, sat here, I'm not sort of having to deal with the balance sheet and maybe dealing with an unhappy player, or an agent ringing up moaning about stuff, or a dressing room. But I do think clubs, we sort of get into this psyche of, he's only got 1 year left on his contract, you've got to sell him. Listen, you get another good year out of him. You give him a hug at the end of it and say thanks for everything, and he goes, and you move on. I think that's maybe a little bit more of a shift for mid-range clubs. You're seeing, I mean, Chelsea have done it. I've lost a lot of players for nothing, haven't they? Rudiger went in. I know they kept Azpilicueta, but Christensen, obviously I think Jorginho's is borderline on his contract. I know they're letting. I think they're quite worried about Mason Mount's contract running into a late stage. I think was it Marcus Alonso as well was another one, wasn't it? So they look like they're ready to say no, but look, the extra year of Antonio Rudiger at centre back last year was worth it for what we've lost.
Yep.
Bayern Munich have traditionally done it, the opposite. They seem to let players get down to the last year and then move them on, and usually they look like they make a good decision. But there's a case to be made, definitely, that Yuri Tillemans is more used to Leicester this season than 40 million would have been in the summer when they weren't buying anyone anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see. I wouldn't be shocked. And again, we're crossed. If Liverpool, again, if they do go big on one, if they can just pick up a couple of free transfers elsewhere, that could certainly need more than one. And I suppose going back to the Bellingham thing, that's the worry, is that who knows what transfer budgets are and what the owners are allowed to spend and what competitions we're in and all that kind of stuff. But Liverpool don't look like a team who are just one player away at the moment in terms of everything's fine. If you sign Jude Bellingham, everything's fixed. Well, it doesn't feel like that. So I suppose what this conversation is, if you can pick 2 or 3 up for 100 mil, but actually it just turns out that the 100 mil went to Jude Bellingham and you got 2 on free transfers with a bit as well. Yeah, that's one way to mitigate that.
We've seen them get burnt a little bit with that, haven't we? With the Suarez windfall of a lot of money, where it was, Liverpool, like, they bought a new team, didn't they, with the money they had from Suarez, but not enough for them. Spread it too thin. Good, yeah, not enough for good enough. A couple of them turned out to be good players for Liverpool, but no one really was an outstanding sign, and that changed the team, and some of them were actually made the team weaker, or ended up being problems, with Balotelli and Markovic and people like that. So Spurs did it when they sold Gareth Bale, didn't they? They tried to sort of go down that route of, we'll build a really strong squad, but actually the team didn't get any better. Yeah. Whereas Liverpool did it really well with Coutinho, where they were like 2 or 3 big hitters. Yeah, we know this is the area we need to do. Don't sort of, you think now, if you got 140 million for Coutinho now, you'd be looking and saying, we can fix a few little gaps in this squad. When probably 5 or 6 signings you'd be looking at, wouldn't you? With that, actually Liverpool went the other way and said, no, we're going to Virgil van Dijk, Alisson, Fabinho. It looks more like they need 3 or 4 signings. Certainly at least 2 in midfield, and I think they're going to need a forward if Firmino goes. I know there's a question on the Discord chat about Firmino's contract, but yeah, I don't think you can let Firmino go and say, no, we're fine in the forward areas. I think there's going to have to be a forward signed.
Hope you enjoyed that clip, guys. If you want to check out the whole show, either in video or podcast form, go on over to redmenplus.com, sign up as a captain or a legend, get that show plus all the other amazing Liverpool content we produce each and every week right into your feed. So yeah, redmenplus.com, go and check it out.
Thank you for watching that video. We all love Jurgen Klopp, don't we? So why don't you go over to redmenplus.com, sign up as a club captain or club legend, and you can get my reaction to our beloved manager, Jurgen Klopp. So yeah, head over there, sign up and get the press conference reaction show. Nice one. Have a good day.